Hi, it's Shannon. This video is a continuation of my Hoarders Anonymous series, and this is the video that I've been promising. If you are in the business like I am, if you are a makeup artist, if you work behind a makeup counter in a retail setting of some sort, if you are direct sales, this video is for you. And this video is specifically about how to manage your purchases. I mean, most of us got in this business because we love makeup and those kind of products. And sometimes we allow the fact that we're in the business to be an excuse to buy way more than is responsibly necessary. So today I want to talk to you guys about how to be financially responsible and just not overdo it, and to not become a hoarder ultimately, or to be wasteful. Okay, so where to start? First I want to tell you how I kind of manage my my personal stash. I'm a very strong believer that you really should not mix your personal products with your kit. If you have a kit, if you do, makeovers in any way, don't mix them. Have your own products that are yours to use on your face, and then have products that you have as part of your kit for your clients. I also feel very strongly that you should not use a product on your client unless you have tested it on yourself first. Do all of your experimentation on yourself with products, because the last thing you want to do is to be at a photo shoot and be using a product for the first time and find out that there's some kind of a disaster with it. You should have already known that before you got to the job and not used it on a client. So that is very important. So I don't mix my personal with my kit, and before I put a product into my kit, it is a product that I have experimented with on myself first. Okay, so that's kind of the basic rule. Now, if you are a makeup artist who is in the business and you are doing, you're making big time money, you're doing films in Hollywood and things like that, I'm not really so much talking to you. If you haven't figured out how to be responsible with that money, then there's a big problem. A lot of the stuff that you're getting is free anyway, and there's extra money in participating in advertising offers and that kind of stuff. So if you are blowing all of your money, shame on you, because you've been given a gift probably, and you've also been given really great opportunities. And so plain and simple, if you are screwing up, then you've got it coming to you. You deserve it. No, I'm just kidding. But seriously, I'm not really talking to you folks as much as to people who are really trying to figure it out, or aren't, they're not already rich because of what they're doing. Okay, so there are my personal products and my kit products. I'm really going to talk to you about my personal products to start, I think. And here's what I do, because like I said, I do all my experimentation on myself first with products. So how do I feel a responsibility, even though I sell products, to not just, I'm a better salesperson if I not only know about my products, but I know about the competition's products as well. So I'm not going to tell somebody that my product is the best product if I don't believe that it's the best product for them. And how do I know that? Well, I know that because I've tried both. Okay? And you'll find, especially if you're in the sales business, you'll find that people will trust you better, and they trust your judgment when they know that not only do you know about your products and other products, but that you're not just going to sell them a product just because you can. That you're going to sell them products that are really the best products for them. Okay? So you'll make more money in the long run by being honest that way. Okay, so, but how do I manage that? How do I balance that out? Because I only have one face. There's only 30, 31 days in a month, minus February. And so, that's a lot of stuff that I need to kind of be trying. How do I balance that? And I still need to, use it up. Well, here's my general rule. I do kind of a rotation in 4s. And so what I will do is I will try one outside product. Now, an outside product is going to be a product that I do not sell. It's something that I have to go to a store and buy, you know, like everybody else. It's not part of my brand. So I will try one new outside product, and then when that is, you know, when I use that, then I will try a new inside product. So an inside product is a product that I do sell myself. It is part of my brand. And, you know, why am I doing that rotation right there? Well, the point is I'm probably trying to compare and contrast products that are similar. You know, I'm probably going to follow up, like if there's a brand trying to say, here are their, you know, they're the best at this, 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 and this. Okay, well, let me see how they do at this, this, and this, and this, and then I'm going to specifically compare them to one of my products and see, are they really as good as they say, or is my product better? So that's generally why I do it in that rotation, because I'm trying to compare and contrast. Okay, so I do one brand new outside product, one brand new inside product. But then I've probably got products laying around from other situations. Maybe I bought more than one color or something at some point. Maybe I was given something as a gift at some point. Maybe I have something left from before, you know, I started the rotation or something. I don't know, but I probably have products that are left over that I need to use up. So after the first two, then I will use an old outside product that I have laying around, and then I will use an old inside product that I have still laying around. So a more specific example would be an eyeshadow. Maybe I want to try Bare Minerals eyeshadow. So I go and I buy a Bare Minerals eyeshadow. Then I want to use a mineral eyeshadow that I sell and compare it to the one that's out on the market. And then I need to use up an old eyeshadow that I have for whatever reason that is by another brand, and then I need to use an old eyeshadow that I have that is my brand. Okay. Now, if for some reason I don't have the old things laying around, because I am really good about using up my products, so there are times where I don't have any leftovers laying around. Well, that's okay. Just skip to the next step. It doesn't matter. Or if I don't have any old products, specifically if I don't have old products that are my brand, that are inside products, then that's a good time for me to go and take something out of my kit that is older and just, you know, use it up, because I either need to replace it from my kit anyway, or maybe it's a product that I didn't really like or hasn't really worked out very well, so I just need to get rid of it. Or for me, because the majority of the products that are in my kit are products that I sell, maybe it's a product that has been discontinued or repackaged or something, and so I just need to get it out of the kit anyway, because there's no point in me using it on somebody, you know, if I'm not purposely trying to, you know, sell it to them for my business, unless I'm just doing a photo shoot or a wedding or something. So I use a 4 rotation: outside new, inside new, outside old leftover, inside old leftover. Okay, and you will find in doing that you will, you know, use up products, and you'll also make smarter decisions about what you're going to spend your money on to try. Okay, now that's just how I rotate through products so that I can experiment and try new things. Now, the bigger picture is that you are financially responsible. This is a business, and so you have to make money at this business. Okay, now we know, because we're in the business, that a lot of our products can be expensed. You know, you can sometimes get a little bit of a tax write-off and that kind of thing. But what a lot of people don't know is there's a minimum amount of money that you have to spend before that goes into effect, first of all. And it's usually a large amount. So if you're kind of new to the business, if you have a small amount of clientele, if you're not making a ton of money doing this, you're not going to get the write-off. And secondly, the write-off is not as much money. You're not getting all of your money back. You're still going to lose money. You're just not going to lose quite as much in the long run. Okay. So we need to talk about how to spend wisely. So essentially, if you are responsible for spending your own money, you need to, when you're doing jobs, you need to set at least 17% of the revenue aside for taxes, at least 17%. And then you still have expenses that have to come out of the revenue. So what I usually go by for myself is 10%. I take 10% of what I made on a job, and that is the amount that I reinvest back into the business. You're going to have to decide for yourself what that percentage is for you. I definitely do not recommend more than 20%, because think about it, 20% plus 17%, almost half of the money is gone already. And if you have to live on this, you're not going to survive in the business with, you know, if you're giving away almost half of the profits. Okay, now if I'm only taking 10%, there's a lot that has to come out of that 10%. I don't have a bunch of money to go spending on products, because my travel expense has to come out of it, which would be gas to and from, or, you know, plane tickets to and from, depending on what your situation is. If it's an all-day shoot, you know, there might be food that has to come out of it. Your clothing, most of us, you know, we need to be dressed professionally, so you're going to have to invest in professional clothing on occasion. So clothing expenses have to come out of it. You've got a lot of other things besides just buying an eyeshadow that has to come out of it. And your kit needs to stay stocked. So you have to really be smart. And you can't spend more than the 10%, or you're just not going to survive, or whatever you decide that percentage is for you. Okay, so if you're small school, I'm just going to tell you right now, I feel like I have to sneeze, so it may just come out at any point. So just so you know, if you're a small school, if you don't have a big business started up yet, and if you're maybe just doing weddings or doing it for friends, for events or whatever, you know, you're probably not charging much more than like $50. Some of you for the entire thing, some of you maybe for an hour, some of you it's $30. But even if you're charging like $100 per hour, you know, $17 is already gone minimum for taxes, and then another $10, you know, for the 10%. So you only have $10 to spend on your clothing, on your travel expense, on your okay, so if you are only doing little jobs here and there, you don't have money to spend on your kit, and you really don't have money to be blowing on makeup for yourself. Okay, so that's just the reality of it. Now let's talk about how I use it up, because I do follow my lazy day, fancy day routine with using up the products. So how can you implement a lazy day, fancy day routine? For some of you, it's really easy. You're your own boss, and you know you set your own schedule. If you're in direct sales like me, you can do whatever you want most of the time. Well, at least my direct sales. I shouldn't say that. You know, some companies require that you have to have whatever makeup you're selling on your face. I can wear whatever I want, so I don't have any restrictions on myself. It really is my own business. If you are just, you know, like a makeup artist, in general, freelance, then, you know, same thing. You have free reign to decide what's on your face. But if you work in a retail setting, if you work behind a makeup counter, if you work for some place like Sephora, they might have restrictions on you about what you're allowed to wear. You might only be allowed to wear their products. Okay, so that can be a problem, because you probably have products from the drugstore or somewhere else that you want to try, that you have tried and have a need to use. So what are you going to do about that? You're going to have to implement your own sort of lazy day, fancy day routine. Basically for you, your days off are going to be the days where you're going to have to use your older products or products that you don't sell. Okay, and you can also get away with, I mean, maybe you've worked your shift and it's a day shift and you're going out to dinner with your girlfriends or something afterwards. Well, when you get to the restaurant and you want to go in the bathroom and touch up your lipstick, you know, keep your real purse in the trunk of your car while you're at work with your lipstick that you want to use up in it, and then use up, you know, that lipstick. Once you're off the clock, you know, you do have an opportunity to use other products. Okay, now as far as spending goes, like I said before, if you are a makeup artist, freelance, or if you are in direct sales like I am, then you really need to know your products, and you need to know other products, especially as a makeup artist. I mean, you need to be experimenting with products so you know what looks good on camera, what kind of texture it has, you know all the stuff. I don't have to tell you. But you do need to experiment. Just don't experiment on your clients. Experiment on yourself. And keep your kit and your personal products separate. Direct sales, it depends on your situation, but you're going to be a better sales rep if you know about other products too, plain and simple. Because a customer who really knows makeup and says, well, I'm looking for a product to replace my such and such, you know, high end, and they know what all the benefits are, and they know their brands. If you're making it up as you go along, they're going to know you're making it up, and they're not going to buy anything from you. So you need to know your stuff. Okay, now what if you work in the retail industry? What if you work behind a makeup counter? What if you work at someplace like Sephora? Well, a lot of those places, first of all, require that you only wear their products to work. And so what does that mean? Well, first of all, that means that do not ever spend your money on those products. If they are requiring you to wear those products in order to be working there, then they also are responsible for providing you with those products. So whether they expense it, whether you get it free straight from the vendor, it doesn't matter. Get your products for free and never ever spend money on products that you can get at work. Then if you want to spend money on products, spend money on outside brand products from other places, so that, again, you can be an informed sales rep and you really know what you're talking about. A lot of those places make you carry the clear bags. They tell you it's because they want to make sure that you are only wearing inside products. The truth is that they want to make sure you're not stealing products and leaving with them. So that's why the clear bag, they want to be able to see exactly what you are carrying out with you. Here's the thing about those jobs. It's really easy for girls, especially if you're new in the business, to get caught up in the hype of it. You know, there's usually a brand rep who will come in and kind of tell you all about the brand. Sometimes they send you home with a free product to try. And they come in and they tell you all the benefits of this brand. Well, what are they doing? They are selling the product to you. They are brainwashing you into why you're supposed to think this product is so great. And then the idea is that then you will robotically go out to the floor and, you know, spit out what they said to the customers that come in the front door. You then become their little pawn. Okay? So, first of all, don't buy into the hype just because pay attention to what they're teaching you and what the product benefits are and that kind of thing, but don't always just buy into the hype. That's the first thing. The second thing is, as far as makeup goes, you are surrounded by testers and items that are intended for people to try the product with. So you don't need to buy the product. You are able to swatch and test and try out and experiment to your little heart's content. And you are the one group who is experimenting on other people's faces most of the time. So there just really isn't a need for you to buy your own products in reality, unless you find out that it really is a product that you love. So you guys are the luckiest, because you can completely save money at work with all the brands at work. If they're going to force you to wear them, then they have to cover the expense of it. That's just the law. Just like a business is required to, if you're expected to write at work, they're required to provide you pens to write with. If you're expected to wear specific makeup at work, then they are required to provide you with that product. Okay, so you guys really, with all of the testers that are available, you have complete free range to already have knowledge about the product and to try them out and that sort of thing. So if there's a product that you really love and you want to buy it and take it home, then do that. Follow the 3-step rule. Make sure you're not spending outside of your expense amount. You still need to be surviving on the money that you make. But it's really kind of that simple. When the product is there for you free to try, there's no reason to spend money to try it. Okay? Spend your money on trying outside products so that you can actually compare. But even for you guys, I would still, do some kind of a rotation where you're using up your inside products and you're using up outside products in some type of a rotation. And use the fancy day, lazy day kind of idea in that if you're wearing inside makeup, 5 days a week, if that's what your schedule is, then wear your outside makeup on your days off so that you are using up outside makeup that you would have laying around too. It's really kind of that simple. Things that are in your kit, if you have a kit, if you're freelance, they have to be paid for with revenue from your jobs. So if you only have 10% to spend, then you only have 10% to spend, and it's got to cover all of your expenses, not just replenishing your kit. So for us, it comes down to money, and it comes down to making money, not losing money. So you have to be a good business person, and if you're not, if you don't have good business smarts, then you're in the wrong industry. You need to go get an 8-to-5 job where somebody else decides how much money you're going to make and how many hours you need to work to make that money. Plain and simple. And quite honestly, if you're in the business, you can still love makeup. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, but at some point it becomes about numbers and less about the creative side of it. It has to be about the bottom line. So it's just the way that it is. So anyway, if you guys have any questions about that, or specifically about how I rotate through my products or what to do, if you're just direct sales rep and you have to use your brand a lot of the times, sometimes we work 6 days a week, how are you going to kind of infiltrate outside products in order to be able to try them sometimes? How to do that. If you're not sure, send me a message and I'll try to help you with some of those things. I think that's pretty much it. Majority of the freelance, if you aren't already kind of established in Hollywood, doing major photo shoots, for magazines or something, most of your photo shoots are not going to be that creative. You're not going to have that big of a creative outlet as far as doing full face costume style makeup, and have the artistic outlet that way anyway. So most of us are going to be doing smaller photo shoots that are going to be headshot style, or that are going to be it's going to be weddings and those sorts of things, and you actually lose a lot of creativity in that kind of a setting because most people want their natural look but better kind of thing. So in a lot of those cases there's not much point in buying extreme purples or extreme greens or extreme blues. Sometimes you tend to have a much more neutral palette to work from in a lot of cases anyway. So if artistic expression is purely what you're going for as you're starting to think about getting in this business, my recommendation would be to get training in prosthetics and get training in kind of the monster makeup and that sort of thing, because in everyday freelance you're not going to have as much opportunity to do that sort of thing. So there just isn't as much artistic freedom. So I think that kind of gives you the basic idea. I stick with the 4 rotation. It works really well for me and in my position, and it keeps me educated and on top of my game as far as what products are out there, what's new. Oh, I did want to tell you something else about your kit. if you're keeping a kit. For example, foundations. You know, we tend to have kind of a range of colors in our kit for foundations and what have you. If you try a new product and you like it way better than what you have in your kit, you still have to follow the 10% rule. You're not just free to just then buy that entire range of new foundation and get rid of the foundation that you already had. You can't do that. What you need to do is replace it as you need it. So like if I'm use up an ivory bisque color in the kit that I've got, I'll find a color in the new range that I like better that is the closest match to the ivory bisque, and I will replace the ivory bisque with whatever that one is. And over time, I'll end up with that full range, or with, you know, more options as far as mix and match. Sometimes I don't use a full range of one kind. Sometimes, you know, you've got clients with oily skin, you've got clients with dry skin, you've got clients with all different sorts of situations, and so I need a little bit of variety in my kit on what the benefits of the products are anyway. So just remember, never replace a full range of anything, whether it's eyeshadows or blushes. You know, even if you've gone through a repackaging, you're still stuck with your 10% spending leeway. So you're still going to have to, you know, replenish slowly. You can easily say to somebody, if you're doing your makeup or whatever, you can easily say, this, you know, this is the old packaging, here's what the new packaging looks like. But it's the same color. You know, you can explain it easily if they're, you know, if they, most of them are smart enough to know that anyway. But if they're like, that doesn't look the same as what you put on me, you can just say, oh, that's because I have the old packaging. This is a new, they've revamped it with new packaging. It's that easy to explain away. And then as you're replacing, you replace with the new packaging. It's that simple. So, and if you're only doing 1 or 2 jobs here and there, you're not going to make money doing this. So, just if that's the situation and you're not really actively trying to find more clients, I would say don't invest, don't get into the business, because it's just not going to work for you. You're not going to make any money and you're not going to be able to survive on it. So, okay, I think that's all I can think of for now. So, have a good day. Bye.